Welcome to the Northern Reaches. We begin our journey at Stainton, the start of the water-filled section of this lovely canal. Along its length, the Northern Reaches has a clearly defined and often sun-dappled towpath. During the summer, the canal has a waist-high bank of wildflowers, attracting many insects and providing a home for the resident wildlife, some of whom we shall be watching today. At the start of our journey, we meet our first pair of swans who have made this section of the canal their home. Still being very young themselves, they are not yet ready to breed and spend their time strengthening the pair bond between them. Stainton Weedy Basin is a favourite haunt for anglers and waterbirds alike. Water boatmen scoot between the lily pads, and carp can be seen feeding in the shallow water. A young coot family hide among the reeds, and if you're lucky you may see a heron or two, but they are wary birds and don't stay around for long. Further down from Weedy Basin, the canal passes through Crooklands, and here we meet a swan who has captured everyone's heart. A recent tragedy has torn this family apart, but despite everything, Mum is very proud of her brood and brings them all to greet us. A moorhen family live here too, and we stay a while to watch them. Half a mile down from Crooklands we find another swan family resting on the towpath. We stop to let the parents shepherd their brood safely into the water. A few days after watching this idyllic scene, the family was torn apart by territorial disputes between them and a neighbouring pair of swans from Falton Fell. Four of these babies were kidnapped during the skirmish. They were later found living in the Turning Basin with the Falton Fell family. A little further down is the turning basin at Falton Fell. A pair of coots live here and their nest has just been destroyed by rivals from a neighbouring territory. Here we see them working hard to rebuild it. The invading coot family can be seen heading back to their reed bed home at Milness. Before we reach Milness, we find the turning basin at Falton Fell, and here we linger a while. Many birds make their home here, and even a buzzard was seen in a nearby tree. This family originally had 7 babies that kidnapped 4 from the neighbouring pair just a few days later. When we returned here several weeks later, we found all 11 cygnets doing very well. A pair of moorhens live here with their 6 little babies chasing after them for food. A nearby dead tree makes a useful perch and preening post. The water's edge is home to several young pied wagtails. Both bumble and honeybees make the most of the prolific wildflowers growing on the edge of the canal. The pollen sacs on this bee are full to bursting. Moving on to Milness, we find our way forward barred. At this point, the motorway cuts through the canal and water is routed under the roadway through a small gully. Another swan family lives on this quiet section, and here we find them resting on the bank. The quarrelsome coot family who destroyed the nest live here, together with a mallard and her 3 ducklings. Midges among the tall grass provide an easy meal for these ducklings. And the moorhen family seem to be almost as quarrelsome as the coots. Having been driven away by Daddy, this moorhen chick searches for his own food. Moving on, we must cut through a field and over a bridge and rejoin the canal at the other side of the motorway. Clean plumage is essential for birds, and the basin at Home Village provides the perfect place for a juvenile carrion crow to take a morning bathe. An aura of peace and tranquility encourages you to linger here and watch the busy lives of the growing family. South of Home Village is Burton in Kendal, with its picturesque banks and appealing waterfowl residence. The lives of these birds are barely interrupted by human interference. This is no suburban park. No one comes here to feed the ducks. They live an entirely natural life in this reed-edged haven. Surprises can be just round the next bend. We found this coot fidgeting on the nest, and closer inspection reveals tiny heads peeking out from under her wings, some of them just minutes old. Father is kept busy bringing tiny morsels for the family's first meal. The Northern Reaches is a canal of contrasts and has a different view around every corner, but some can be particularly spectacular. We finally approach the end of our journey at Chewitfield Locks, where we find our final swan pair still incubating. Further south, the canal is open to boat navigation, and here we leave this lovely canal and its residents to enjoy the rest of the summer.